Massenomics. Welcome to Massenomics, the world's strongest podcast. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Massenomics. Make sure you go visit Massenomics.com. There you'll find the rest of our powerful content. While you're there, check out our store and buy yourself some of that sweet Massenomics gear.
This is Tanner's microphone. I've been watching Cheers, all the seasons of Cheers. Sam Mayday Malone.
All right, I think we're good to go. All right, guys, we're here in a special late night edition here of the Massenomics podcast. Tanner was stuck in some sort of compulsive masturbation support group late. That's why he wears his tie to that work group, which is a little strange.
Well, that's to strangle each other. It's weird.
There's a reason for it.
It is a masturbation thing, except for you masturbate each other with your mouths and other parts.
So it's not like gay or anything.
No, it's masturbation. Like everyone does it.
We came in real hot on that one, so
I bet you guys feel really underdressed, though.
I do.
yeah. So yeah, we're in here. I had this vision where it's middle of the week. Normally we record these on Sundays, but I was like, well,
The Sabbath.
The Sabbath, yeah, it's our
All
day of
things
rest.
holy.
That's what Jesus said. Like, just
Thou
go
shalt
to church and record
On the seventh
Massenomics
day we
podcast.
podcast.
You must on the seventh day you must Massenomics. But so this last weekend though, I went to Minneapolis and did my CrossFit Level 1 certification course.
No gay marriage.
There wasn't any. I didn't do any. I didn't get gay married or anything while I was there.
Okay.
Not this time. But so I was like, well, I figured we'd do some sort of podcast to recap at least what that was. And I thought, well, we don't have the time. Maybe we'll just record. I thought, well, I'll just record like a Stan Efferding style thing on the way back. I was like, I'll throw the GoPro on the dash. I'll hook a microphone up, and it'll just be
Make
a
an
quick little recap.
award-winning monologue.
Yeah, why not? And what happened is it actually was a colossal pain in the ass to do. So I get through. We have like two different options for three really, but two different options for microphones. None of them worked with my phone. I ended up using just like the microphone that you talk into, like that comes with, you plug into the phone normally.
Oh.
Like with the headphones.
Yeah.
And it was awful. Like it sounded so bad. Apparently Stan Efferding's Range Rover has much better sound dampening than my 7-year-old Chevy Malibu.
I think he's also driving like mostly residential, so he's going under 50.
Yeah, and it's daylight when he's recording, and I was doing it at night, so the video was shit, the audio was shit.
I also think he's in front of a green screen and he's just
Yeah.
like, chilling in his garage.
What was
You just have some lights
was
passing by.
it? Was it? I can't remember who was saying it. It might have been Ryan. That it's like a conspiracy theory. I think he made it up that Stan Efferding is actually an Uber driver, and he's the world's most annoying Uber driver. In the back seat the entire time, there's passengers just like, why is this dude talking to everybody the whole time? Make him shut up.
I don't care about the cooler.
I literally don't know a single thing you just said. Just take me to my spot.
Nobody fucking needs a cooler inside a cooler.
It's got 3 things and a cooler and a thing of water.
And a carabiner.
And after that, you completely lost me.
It's got a carabiner so you can hang 2 gallons of water from your belt.
Right? You'll have like, but by my math, like literally like 14 pounds
Of liquid.
of liquid. But we do actually love Stan Efferding, and we do
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of his.
Oh yeah,
Rhinos
I love
rants.
them, but they're more fun to watch if you think that there's people in the back seat that he's hauling around that don't know what's going on.
So I got in the deal, and I started like doing the whole thing because I had no idea how the sound was going to turn out. So I recorded like 40 minutes of me just, and then I went and recapped it in the vehicle just to check it out, and I was like, nope, that's dog shit, delete it. So
You should have this well rehearsed, though.
no, because I didn't put
We'll
much
just sit
effort
back
into
and
it
watch
the
the
first
show
time
here.
either. But no, so it was pretty cool. So I went there. It's a 2-day course. I still don't know if I passed the test.
Really?
Fortunately, there was not a drug test component of it, so we're safe in that regard.
I kind of just assumed that you just did it, and they were like, "Yeah, either you passed or you
just
don't."
high
but,
five
like,
you out the door.
You didn't. It wasn't like the Family Guy clip that I put on your Facebook wall,
No.
where it's like, "That was the test. You stood up to me, Peter."
That was not the test. And And the test was, I mean, I'm sure I probably passed it, but like you could fail that test and have it not be because you're a stupid person. You know, I go to some stuff from like for work where it's like some manufacturers and they make a thing and they got to do training. You got to get certified to be able to handle this or that. And those things are all fucking gimmies. If you fail them, it's because you're dumb.
Yeah.
You know, like you barely had to attend the course to do it. And like with this thing, like you can know how to do some things, but if you don't know it like in the specific terminology, you're fucked. Like I did kind of think that I could walk in and pass that test without having taken the course. I was like, I do so much weird daily nerd research on this stuff that, but yeah, there's no way.
Written test when you
It's
say
a
test.
it's a multiple choice test.
Multiple
yeah.
choice. How many questions?
Like 50 or 60 or something.
Okay, and
so
they're hard or
yeah, like just it was some tough stuff. Everything from movement analysis based on pictures to nutrition to metabolic pathways to like just all this shit. You know, some stuff where like if you're just an average person, like you would definitely have to study.
Yeah.
I did not study, but I'm
So-
still pretty sure I passed.
What is the timeline of it, or are you sitting in a classroom, or are you just sitting in a box like talking a little bit and then walking through stuff?
You're like in a CrossFit gym, so
Yeah.
it breaks down like they'll go through like, you know, one set of movements. So like, you know, the press, the push press, the push jerk, and they'll kind of break that down theoretically, and then on the board, and they kind of show, you know, some good, some bad and stuff, and then they'll break you out into groups and kind of walk you through. So you get kind of a lot of hands-on, but they're not coaching you on how to move. You know, they're coaching you on how to coach that movement. So it was a little weird because I don't think everybody there has ambitions of coaching. Mm-hmm. So there's some people there that were just like, sometimes when I squat, like my feet do, and I was like, it's not what we're here to do. Like you should
Really?
Like,
There was
that's-
people there at that level.
Oh yeah. Whereas they were just taking, and actually like
They're just into CrossFit and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, let me do the
Just
course.
like,
well,
it's
and
just
I-
like a weekend seminar.
yeah,
there.
and actually truthfully, like I think for somebody that's, if you've done it a couple of years and you're kind of at a point where like, yeah, you think you know some things and you know what you're doing, like I would highly actually recommend for just somebody that doesn't even plan on coaching to just take the course, you know, if you do CrossFit. Like, I don't think it'd be of huge value to you guys. Mm-hmm. But, like, for someone that does CrossFit, I'd be like, well, definitely take the course. You know, it's a fucking $1,000. So, like, but it's probably worth it to somebody like that. I mean, if you could take a $1,000 2-day real breakdown with fucking Louis Simmons, you'd probably do it. Mm-hmm. You know, so, but it was, I don't know, it was cool. It was worth it. The funny thing about it, though, so we get there, and there's a long-ass line. Everybody's registering day one. I'm late. And not late for the class, but late for when you were supposed to be there to register. So I'm the
I
last.
thought you were gonna say like late for your period.
Nope.
it was a wild
late.
weekend.
It was a weird month. But what they do is, you know, I suppose to introduce people, they just kind of scatter the instructors throughout the line to make small talk and introduce themselves. And one of them was this guy who, I don't want to like make fun of him for being short, but he was just a short guy, but he was pretty freaking jacked. And he was right up at the front of the line, and he said, well, where are you from? I said, I'm from Aberdeen. He goes, really? He said, yeah, you know, I went to Northern. Northern's the college where we're at here, for those that don't know. And I said, oh, yeah. And I didn't think anything of it, didn't look much closer at the guy because there was a bunch of people I didn't know there. And then he was like, well, where'd you go to school? And I told him where I went to school. And he said, when did you graduate? And I told him when I graduated. And he said, you know, I used to coach wrestling and football there from these years. And and I said, and then it dawned on me, I was like, I fucking know who you are. He was my junior high wrestling coach. Mm-hmm. And I think my freshman and sophomore year of football, he was my like O-line position coach. Uh-huh. And even then, I didn't dawn on me that like he had done anything significant from like a fitness standpoint. But when we were in high school, he was so fucking jacked. Like, dude was so thick. Like, I suppose now he's probably like 5'7", 5'8", and like 195 pounds with about no body fat.
Yeah.
But back in high school, when I was in high school, he was in college. He would have been the same height and probably like 270, just fucking crazy thick. But he was so intense that like it was almost at that age for me. Like I don't think I got along with him that well then. He's a great guy.
Screw
now.
you! Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I always hated it when I was that age. Like any coach that was like trying too hard to.
Yeah, no, but he was. But so it's great that he now became like a CrossFit coach, where like being fucking super up and intense and all.
It's the point.
Like that's exactly what that job requires. So that was pretty cool. And then I like had to obviously like research the dude, because I was like, where the fuck? How did he get to where he's on this seminar stuff? Turns out that he opened and owns like the 600th CrossFit affiliate in the world, which there's like 30,000 now. So he's like fucking.
Where at?
In Billings, Montana. CrossFit Billings, for those who are listening here, give him a little shout out. But his name's Yuri Hansen. And then apparently he's been like a regionals athlete twice.
Wow.
Made it to the CrossFit Games in 2012. So like some real like superhero fitness shit, you know.
Sure.
It was crazy. So
Did he work out at?
I think he used to, who was it? Was it Corey or someone said that he used to work out at the Y?
Yeah, he did used to work out at the
Yeah.
Y. I vaguely remember it when I was just starting there that he was going there.
Yeah,
and
you were probably young.
yeah, I was young, but when you posted, did you post on
picture of him,
Instagram?
yeah.
And the name popped out at me that I could kind of vaguely remember this really strong guy that had a name that sounded foreign to me,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and back when I was just getting into lifting. So yeah, I remember when he used to go there,
Yeah.
you know, several years ago now.
Yeah, shit, it's probably been 15 years at least now.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so that was cool. So then at least there was somebody that I knew that was there. But back to like the actual course itself was really good. So I came out of the course thinking like, or I went to it thinking, oh, I move pretty well, at least considering how I used to move before.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? We're live here.
Ooh.
What are we at now? We got 20,000.
23,000?
They can see the number too.
Oh shit. Well, you guys can't. But yeah, so I was like, oh, at least I'm, from where I started, I was like, well, I squat pretty well, at least from a movement standpoint. No, not even fucking close. Like those people move so well. You get into the breakouts and they'll kind of break down how you move.
The
versus
instructors,
how
you're
the
saying?
instructors,
Okay.
yeah. And it's like, shit, I was just getting picked apart. I was like, fuck. So I came back to like Derek, my coach, and I'm like,
What's
fuck,
up, dude?
What the fuck have you been doing, man? Just letting this shit slide. I'm fucking running around looking like an asshole, thinking I knew what I was doing. I think that's why it's probably would be a good thing for somebody that's done it for a while to be like a little bit of a reset of your priorities. To be like, all right, time to start over. Stop being an asshole, throwing a bunch of shit around. Just let's try to do it right again for a little while to regroup. The nutrition stuff, I kind of thought that there was some sort of, you always hear that there's some sort of like paleo connection with it, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And there actually was none. Like even when
They didn't talk about that.
well,
really.
even when they brought up like the subject of paleo to describe, like somebody else mentioned, well, was that paleo? And they were like, well, no, because paleo doesn't really allow like milk or fucking legumes or what's the other thing, like any grains.
Yeah.
And they were like, we don't really see anything wrong with it. The only reason that those things aren't allowed in the paleo diet is because some people might have allergies to it. And they're like, we think that you should try milk. And if milk is good for you and doesn't fuck you up, you should definitely drink milk because it's, so that was pleasantly surprising. I kind of expected that part to be some sort of like unreasonable indoctrination into some paleo shit. But,
you must eat.
But that was all pretty legit. So
What about their steroids discussion? Did they
I
prescribe you any?
They did not. I did want to ask about the performance enhancing effects of removing your shirt mid workout.
Yeah. It's been well documented.
Yeah.
Was there much time for jokes?
No, not for me, I guess. But the instructors were like, I don't know, like, do you ever have to do like public speaking at work? Other than we could call this public speaking, but
Yeah, in front of.
5 people.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like 2-day long presentation. Every person broke out into a handful of things.
And
for
how many people
20
were at
to
this?
30, like 45 people.
Okay.
And they were like, I suppose they're coaches, so they're used to handling a room full of people. But like as far as public speakers go, like absolutely A1, exceptional public speakers. Like it was that, like just that alone was pretty impressive. It's one thing to be a good athlete, and then maybe to be a decent coach, but to actually be able to be almost like a teacher, but like an exceptional one to make it entertaining was pretty good.
And to be able to string it together for longer than just like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
because you can like you know, you can prepare
think
it
through a good 15 minutes.
Yeah, you can do that.
Little to
Like
no-
seriously, if you rehearse it enough in your head and you're just
then-
somewhat
and,
comfortable.
And at
but-
15 minutes, it doesn't even have to be interesting.
No.
It can just be,
Yeah.
and then you're done, and you're like, all right, well, rub my eyes and on
But
to
if
the next.
people are expecting to look at you for hours,
And to learn something.
Yeah.
So that part specifically, I was really impressed with. I also was I kind of expected going into it too for there to be like, for them to treat like Greg Glassman like the L. Ron Hubbard of CrossFit or something. To be like, and then on the third day, Coach Glassman mentioned pull-ups, you know, and then he invented the kipping, you know, all that shit. There was none of that nonsense either, so it wasn't near as culty as a guy would think.
Yeah. That's safe for level 2.
I'm gonna guess that level 2 is where you get branded.
Yeah.
And they put the chip in your brain.
You tell them all your secrets and they hold it against you.
There was workouts during this also. So there was one at the end of the first day that was a motherfucker for a guy like me. Then there was one in the middle of the second day, which was just kind of there just to do. But there's always talk that people at the level 1 seminar that they'll do like Fran, which if you're familiar with that, it's 21, 15, 9 of just thrusters and pull-ups, and it's just a pain workout. So like that would take me like fucking 8 or 9 minutes, and I would hate the entire, like every minute of it, just lungs on fire. But like good people can do it in like 2.5 minutes, you know, which is insane. But it's just super intense and hurts. Everything was gearing up that it was going to be that, and I was like, son of a bitch. But I kept looking at the pull-up bars.
This has no impact on your
No,
testing.
it's just something that they do.
Like an initiation almost.
Kind of, yeah. It's just like, well, we're going to throw down now
Yeah.
before you guys go.
did you feel not to interrupt the story in the middle, but in the workout part, did you feel extra motivated being there, like at the class? Like, well, I can't let all these guys show me up, or like, I don't want to look like the bitch.
Let me spell this out. Here's how the workout went. So the workout, I thought it was going to be Fran. Everything was shaping up because we literally did the pull-up instructional and then the thruster instructional. So I was like, fuck. This is just not a tall guy workout. And the only thing that's worse than those two things for being tall would be if you did maybe burpees instead of the pull-ups, which is exactly what we did. But it was 3 rounds of 15, which is basically the same amount of reps of thrusters and burpees instead of pull-ups. For me, it was just all fucking cardio and up and down and being tall and heavy. And so it's been it still happens from time to time in my regular fitness, in which there will be a class and then I'm finishing last in, and everybody's cheering for you, and it's supposed to be wonderful and inspiring. It's very humbling and a little bit embarrassing at the same time. But it's been a couple years, and so that doesn't happen as often as it used to at all. It used to happen every day. But now I'm in the middle of the level 1 course, first day. Everyone else is done with this workout, and I am fucking just thrusters still, like, and then I get down to the burpees. So there's that scene where I'm the big fat guy and there's fucking 45 people screaming at me to do fucking more burpees, and I'm standing, I'm just breathing so hard with like my hands on my knees, just like I'm not fucking doing it anymore. And I just had to keep going down and back up, and they're still yelling at me, and I just down and back up, and it was so fucking, I mean, it was a cool thing, but like, that's like, if I had to pick, what do I want to not happen at this level 1 seminar? I definitely don't want to be the fat guy finishing last at the workout while everybody's just.
You don't want to be the guy that everyone's cheering on.
Like, look at the heart on that guy. You know, he's trying so hard, that guy. So I did all of that, and it was cool. There wasn't too much like. There was a little bit of like stereotypical CrossFit bros around there. They're probably all decent guys. I'm sure if I would have had the chance to talk to them. There was a few that like walk into the room with your board shorts and compression leggings and your fucking nanos and your goddamn headbands and your fucking rogue shirts to the point where I'm just like, oh, gross. You know what I mean? And I
Every
like,
one of
and-
the things,
and
but they're
I-
doing every one of the things.
I like CrossFit and
Yeah.
things. I do it all the time, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, come on, man. It's like the guy that smokes pot that wears like a T-shirt that's covered in pot leaves and a pot leaf hat and a pot leaf hooded
And
sweatshirt
a Bob Marley
and
patch sewn on the
yeah,
sleeve.
yeah, and like only listens to 311. Like it was kind of like that, but
Maybe they were planted by the CrossFit HQ to kind of put some,
be like, guys, you got to buy your Reebok
you know, it was like
stuff.
subliminal advertising for them.
But everybody was, in their Reeboks, and that was cool. But no, it was really good. It was cool. I had a lot of fun. I'm just hoping I passed the test.
So when do you find out?
I have like 5 days left before I find out.
And then you're going to go on like a 3-day bender if you pass it.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's not a physical test,
no,
like not like pass or fail.
none of that.
time,
No, it's
you know.
it's just a coaching.
Yeah.
it's a coaching course.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So did you said you technique wise there were some things you're like, oh hey, so was there some things you brought away from it in your own training that you think you'll do any differently than you were before? Or?
It's I don't know. You guys have watched me lift. I was like, and maybe it was just because I was sore and I drove 5 hours and did the thing. But like the first day we're doing squats, she's like, you need to go a little deeper. And I'm like, okay. And I was trying not to like fall apart, so
Yeah.
I get that. But like,
Yeah, I've never seen you not go shallow on a squat.
yeah.
you know?
And so, but for real, and maybe it was because that one time she was like, you got to get deeper.
Yeah.
You got to get deeper in your squat. That then, like, for the rest of the day, she's like, and for guys like you that are working on your depth, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's not me.
What do you mean? Like, I never do that.
Yeah, that's not a thing with you.
honestly.
for sure.
Never do
Yeah.
that. Well, for real. And she's like, and so it was kind of like,
The old slow learner over here.
well, and it wasn't a thing where it was like. It felt like there was like, and we got old fucking quarter squatting Tyler over here and thinking, no wonder you can squat so much. Half-assed son of a bitch. So that
So
was.
you're gonna squat deeper.
I apparently.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was just trying to like keep my fucking torso
Yeah.
in check, which is the part that I normally do wrong. So in trying to not round a little bit, I probably came just a touch high, but
Yeah, I've never seen you do a squat high.
well, so when she said that, I was like, this is like the first 2 squats, air squats that I've done here, and I'm like, Jesus, does everybody at the gym think I'm that guy? Like, have I been doing this for a year? Fuck.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, I was ready to call all you guys out. Like, come on, none of you said a word.
No, I would say that that's not true. Like,
Yeah, I've
So
never noticed
I
either.
probably just had a couple shitty reps because it was early and I had just got out of the car.
You said, let's put some weight on this. Hold me down
Yeah,
a little
no
bit.
shit. You pin me down with this
Need help
fucking
getting
thing.
down there.
what about anything else that like that you just feel differently about anything like philosophy wise or training or nutrition or
The nutrition stuff was a bit interesting. So they don't really preach the kind of like if it fits your macros thing where you can like eat a little bit shitty to slide in it. It is pretty much pretty clean. They actually still kind of prescribed with the zone diet, which I thought was kind of a thing that kind of came and went.
I'm not sure I've ever even heard of
yeah,
that.
I've heard of that. I just
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I don't know. I don't need to go into it too far, but basically, you're set up into you can have X amount of blocks based on your body, which really is essentially just a caloric target. You know what I mean? But each block is made up of a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs, and a certain amount of fat. That ratio is 40-30-30, which is, lo and behold, exactly what my targets are anyways. So it's just an easier way to know that instead of having to know. Let's say you have to know that, I don't know, 1 ounce of chicken is 7 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Instead of having to know that, there's just kind of a quick little cheat sheet
Yeah.
that if I, like for me, when I've been doing it just for the last couple of days to see how it compares to what I normally do. And I basically get like 30 blocks a day. So each block is a block of carb, block of protein, block of
So
fat.
it's almost like if it fits your macros, but
Basically,
it's kind of like templated.
but yeah, exactly. And so that way there's no like leeway. So for me it's like 10 blocks a meal, 3 meals a day if I'm eating just 3 meals. So a simple one would be then if I look on the sheets like, well, 1 ounce of chicken is 1 block of protein. So I would know, well, 10 ounces of chicken and that way. So
that makes sense to me as a simplified.
it's a simplified
method.
version.
But like
that's all it is.
What you do more normally, like knowing the calories and protein and stuff.
That's the exact same
yeah,
thing.
but it's what you knowing is better, like enabling
Yes.
you to be able to make different choices
Yeah.
in the future. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that zone thing is bad, but I just
No,
think
no.
like you just having an understanding of like what
Correct.
the calories and the macros actually are of the food
Yeah.
is easier for you to make those decisions on your own. And
Yeah. And I honestly I had known of what the zone diet was, and I never really looked into the application of it. And so that part was a little bit cool. And I'm basically just gonna, for something to do, because it's not gonna take me off my page. It's just a different way for me to plug the things in.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is actually a little bit easier because I'm not using such big numbers. I'm not like, all right, so this egg is fucking 90 calories, and you know what I mean? It's not a,
yeah.
and I don't have to fit with that. I'm just like an egg equals 1, and so I eat 7 of those, and I eat 6 pieces of turkey bacon, and I eat fucking 2 cups of potatoes for breakfast. You know, and that's basically what I was eating. It's just if I'm eating something that's maybe off the page or outside the box, then that's it's a little bit easier. Just be like, all right, that times 10, and you're there. So, so that part was interesting. Other than that, movement wise, there wasn't anything crazy other than I do find myself doing workouts regularly where my movement standards, when you get fatigued, I let go because I'm just like trying to get fucking 10 more reps, you know. And their thing is very, very strict technique. I've never seen 4 people that move as well as the 4 people in that taught the class. I was like, son of a bitch, and fast and just perfect. So that was pretty eye-opening, and I'm like, well, you know, if I want to actually do it, I should probably just do it right. Focus on that first. And I was pretty fucking sore just from like holding some of the positions to try to be in the right position. That kind of fucked me up for maybe it was just because then I did that and then drove 5 hours home. But so that was good.
How'd your Olympic lifting feel? Or
Well, we don't really do much of it. So we
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of did like a bit of a snatch run through on some technique stuff. We didn't do anything with any weight. Everything was with PVC pipe. So I suppose with 45 people and you don't want anybody trying to do some hero shit. So,
How are you supposed to show off though?
well, that's
What's
kind of
the
what
point?
you could tell. There was some people that were like, you know, you get to like the pull up thing and they're like, oh good, I'm really good at pull ups. I can't wait to do a bunch of pull ups. Show everybody that I
And the
can do
shirt's
pull-ups.
already off.
Yeah, like no, just do one.
No, we're just working on your
Yeah.
hollow position, and I guess the other thing, you know, one of the most common, if you were to hear like why you shouldn't do CrossFit stuff, it would be like what's the most common thing that you would hear?
Oh,
You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
get hurt
right.
because you're just gonna go in there and be
What are you gonna
wild
do? Just
and
throw a bunch of weight around. You're gonna fucking get hurt.
Yeah.
Like the safety thing and the actual movement fundamentals, and not just like well, you need to have your back here, you need to get here. Like specifically, like if a person has 5 movement flaws, how to address the first one that's the safety issue first, and those are the things you're gonna have to cue out for. You know, everything was from the point of safety. So when you hear of people that maybe get hurt doing CrossFit, or you hear, which probably isn't at any rate any higher than fucking soccer or
no.
basketball.
Well, I bet
or-
lower than
probably.
contact sports like
Yeah.
that. You know,
But when you hear that
Maybe
stuff,
higher than Zumba.
I will say it's probably definitely higher injury rate than Zumba. But one of them Zumba motherfuckers can snatch.
do you know why it's called Zumba?
Do you?
Yes.
Tell me.
Did you learn this from How I Built It? An
Yes.
NPR podcast about how
Yeah.
people built and things?
Yes, because it.
Wait, go back. How did they build Zumba?
Well,
Oh,
someone
it's
had-
a whole
someone had to
podcast
make it.
about
There's
it.
a whole podcast
I
about
need
Zumba?
45 minutes to.
Okay, well,
to
that'll
cover,
be next week.
cover that, but it's Zumba because it was originally like samba,
Okay.
dance.
like a dance,
Yeah.
and he just was going through the alphabet like, what sounds good? Like I just can't call it samba. He's like, Roomba, Toomba, Foomba, Zumba.
That's
It's like
that was
Zumba.
it.
Yeah. So that's
Hey.
not Zumba.
Hey, it's a catchy name.
Really underwhelming. They're like, so the guy just said a thing and added some things. And that was,
Not like Massenomics though.
No,
there's a whole philosophical
there's a lot of
background to that.
backstory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so the like, if you hear about people that are getting hurt, or if people are getting hurt, from the things that I see, and specifically in the gym that I train at, when people are getting hurt, it's because they're going way off the fucking page. Like, nobody's telling you need to be doing everything you can to barely get some kipping muscle up where your arms are you're about to dislocate your fucking shoulders. You know, it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, nobody told you to do that. Nobody
Yeah.
taught you to do that. You just wanted to do it. And now you got to fucking be a hero.
It's when the competitiveness kicks in.
Exactly.
But do you think over time, over the course of the last 5 years, that the training and the coaching and everything just generally has just gotten better, like improved?
You know,
like,
I
more
just haven't
consistent, or-
been in it
Yeah.
long enough, so I really wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I would say that, like anything, they should be trying to get better.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it has, you know. But if somebody's getting hurt, one, I don't want to just blame the people that are getting hurt. But so there's a little bit of personal responsibility on the athlete. But the other thing is, there probably is some coaches that come out there and are not being responsible with what they do.
That's what I was thinking. Obviously, based off of what you say, if most of the level courses are like that, it's not because of a lack of them.
No.
But there could be someone there
Yeah.
that's kind of a dipshit, but he passes, and
Yeah.
and he goes back, and he's like, I mean,
That's just irresponsible.
Right.
Like, here you go. You came in the door. Welcome. Now we're gonna fucking throw down. and like that. There definitely is people
Yeah.
out there like that. Like, you want to know what CrossFit is? Oh, we're gonna make you fucking throw up.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking throw some weight around. It's gonna be crazy. You're probably gonna die. But any of that stuff is people just going off the page because. From a liability standpoint, they did literally everything imaginable to not just like via a disclaimer cover their ass, but to like educate you on how to make sure you're not hurting people, and how to coach them back from that mentality too, which is probably harder than just coaching them how to move right.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was very good. I hope I pass.
what if you don't pass, like money-wise?
Money-wise, you have to, instead of the $1,000 to take the course again, I think you got to come and pay like $500 just to take the test again. Ooh. And there was a few retesters that were there when we were there.
Like, you think about it, 45 people at $1,000 a pop. That's $45,000 for
Yeah.
a little seminar.
Yeah. We should definitely start putting on seminars.
Yeah.
More like seminars.
Yeah. Bing, bang, boom. Well, like,
You can invite your banking friends, Tanner.
I'm gonna go to
Banking.
this summer if I can get together the scratch. If you motherfuckers out there would buy some T-shirts, I'll get the scratch to do this. But
We also sell ties.
we also sell ties.
Yeah.
Well, just if you send us your tie, we'll have it embroidered for you.
Yeah.
But Julian Pinot of StrongFit has his course, and he's got the 2-day course and then a 1-week coaches week or a 5-day coaches week that I just really, really, really want to do. But the two of those things combined are like $2,600 or $2,700. And I was like, fuck, I thought the level 1 was expensive.
Yeah.
So then you look at like a course like you have a course like Julian's with maybe 40 people on the weekend, that's I'm no math scientist, but let's say it's $600 or $700. That's $28,000 for the weekend. Then let's say you have half that many people doing the week. That's $2,000. Let's say you have 15 people. I mean, that's another. He's making like. I'm no math scientist. What is that, Tanner? You're a banker. That's like $770,000 a week or some shit.
I was actually thinking of my next statement in my head, so I.
Well over $100.
He's probably pulling in like $50,000 a week.
Yeah. But you know who really has those guys trumped? Is that Tony Robbins. I don't know if any of
Oh,
you guys have
yeah.
ever watched the
Yeah.
Netflix documentary on him.
5 G's, and it's like 5,000 people. And he's like,
For a week.
Really? That's
Oh yeah.
5,000
wow.
a piece.
I mean,
For,
he's
like,
got
thousands
he's
of
got
people.
the speaking skills
Yeah.
down. Like,
I would not pay that much for that seminar, but
No.
he does have some things that I think are more like respectably priced products that are like $1,500, and I think that I'm a big Tony Robbins fan.
Oh yeah, he's fun to watch.
But man, 5Gs, it's fucking crazy.
How about
But yeah, he's doing it for thousands of people at once.
So,
Like,
but
he's just-
here's the deal: if you went to that for a week and you spent $5,000 on it, I think strictly because you spent $5,000 on it, you would be like, well, if $5,000 matters to you, if it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter. It's like buying a bag of Cheetos and throwing fucking garbage. But if $5,000 matters to you, and you go to that, you're gonna be like, well, Tony Robbins is about to change my fucking life.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna be gung ho.
And you would definitely be all in on everything because you just probably lost your house.
Yeah. Well, do the math on that though. $5,000 for 5,000 people.
Because isn't that what it was on that? Wasn't there like 5,000 people?
Yeah,
there?
I mean, it was a huge convention center full of people. It wasn't like you were hanging out with Tony Robbins yourself and getting.
No, because he has like a full staff. So when they do breakout groups in groups of like 20 people, like he has a huge staff. His staff, there was 2 full separate rooms, like separate conference rooms, and they met with the staff afterwards.
It's just kind of like motivational, inspirational type stuff, isn't it? Or does
Yeah.
he have like how to?
There's a lot. It's mostly implementation.
Okay.
So there's a lot of hoorah and get you riled up, but then there's a whole bunch of implementation stuff where it's like, you break down this for you. This is and I think there is a lot of that. Yes, no. 5,000 times 5,000.
Is that not $25 million?
That's $25 million. Tony Robbins
That's for a week.
is
Not a bad week.
Yeah.
well, he says he only does like 1 or 2 of those a year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to think of a way to spend the money when you're not.
Why do you do anything else?
Yeah.
Good lord.
Well, at that point, though, like, what does money mean to him? Why doesn't he just give it to
I have
the
a
people?
question. So what if we put on a Massenomics seminar that was $5,000 a person, and maybe only 20 people showed up?
That's good. Should we do that?
Guys, if you're interested in attending a Massenomics seminar, we might even $4,000 if you get in under the first cutoff, and we'll let you know when that is. But just shoot us an email. Let us know. Email getbig@massenomics.com, and we'll fix all your problems and stuff.
I'll do literally anything. People,
A $5,000 week, I can do a lot of stuff.
I will do damn near anything.
You could just hire the 3 of us to just do what you want us to
Listen,
do.
I'm like pretty
Is this
good
a
at
seminar?
like,
at heating and air conditioning.
yeah, like he can do a lot of
I can
stuff
like
around
tune
your
up your
house.
furnace.
I can take care of like some computer stuff for you. Like,
Tanner and I are tall. We change some light
Yeah.
bulbs.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
$5
figure it
grand a
out.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we're probably pretty cool to hang out
that's
with.
what like the world of like personal assistants. That would be something to really like to be P Diddy's assistant. Actually, I don't know if that one would be a good one or not, but I've also
I
heard
need
that.
right
I need
price,
I need the breast milk of a Cambodian woman.
But I've heard that once you're in that world, you just if you get far enough into it, you have connections in the world. So like literally everyone has each other's back. So you don't have to do really anything. You just call your guy that knows that thing and takes care of it for you.
I need a shirt made out of human skin.
Yeah. He calls his guy overseas.
I got a human skin guy. But yeah, that's it for my recap. Oh, I do have a bit of a poop story from the trip. So I stayed at one of those like extended stay motels. Not a
Do you want to go into specifics of the name?
The people checking me in and checking me out in front were so nice and so friendly that I just don't want to shit on their job. But it was So the first night, even over the sound of my breathing machine, I had to hear this. It was one of those. So there's a kitchen in the place.
Yep.
So I have to hear this drip, 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 like pretty fast drip in the kitchen, and about halfway through the night, I get up and I'm trying to tighten the thing, and it's still dripping. It
broke
wouldn't
the
shut up.
knobs
No,
off.
I took it easy on it. So then, I mean, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm opening the deal, and I'm crawling underneath the sink to turn off the valves for underneath the sink, just to be like, then there's no water going to it, and then it can't drip.
Were
And
you angry at this point? Like, just
so
like, God, I just want to
because it had been like the breathing machine and then the sound torture, and that just wasn't happening. And so I'm under there. I turn these valves off, and I know what I'm doing. They're off, and I bleed the pressure off the top, and then I close it, and it's still drip, drip, drip. It was like the valves don't close enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just stop
So
it.
There's
there's still
still,
some making
yeah,
it through, and
yeah.
then it still makes its way out.
Was it a ball valve or a gate valve?
It was it would have been it's not a quarter
It
turn
was,
valve,
so it was a
would have
gate
been
valve. Yeah, that's the problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, there
Good
you
old
go.
quarter turn
Good
ball
quarter
valve.
turn ball valve would have done it.
Yeah, shut it right down.
Massenomics for all your ball valve needs. So that was the first night, and there was just nothing I could do about that. The second night, I get up. In the middle of the night, I had turned on the fan and left the bathroom fan on in hopes of drowning out the dripping, and it had kind of worked. I slept a little better with the breathing machine. Things were going good. I get up about the same time, about 3 a.m. I got a shit. To rewind a little bit, after the first day of the course and that super embarrassing workout where everybody was cheering me on while I sucked it up, I got done. I was like, well, I'm going to head home and get some food before I go to the hotel. And sure enough, there's a Five Guys. And if you haven't had Five Guys, you need to have Five Guys. But if you're going to have Five Guys, you need to get a lot of Five Guys because it's so good.
Burgers and fries,
Yeah,
right?
just greasy burgers and fries.
I still have never had it.
What the fuck? It's so good.
Is it where you can buy like the large quantity of fries? Like
Yeah,
they sell
like
it by
they-
like the 5.
They
thing.
take like
Yeah.
a cup and it's like that's all in there, and then
And is
they
there
ta-
peanuts?
Yep, peanuts.
Okay,
all
I've
of it.
been-
And they take like 2 extra scoops of fries and just chuck them in the bag for you too. So you get like a double order or whatever you get of fries. But so I got 2 giant double burgers and a large order of fries, and just crushed them. And that had to come out of me in the middle of the night.
How many blocks was that?
I don't know. I was
All of
I
them.
was gonna start the zone on Monday because all good diets start on Mondays, and so I got that got that out of me in the middle of the night, and I flushed the toilet, and the fucking toilet just backed right up, just Five Guys right in the bottom of that thing, and so the toilet's completely full, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do. There's no plunger there. I'm not gonna get somebody up here in the middle of the night. I'm wearing my underwear.
Give someone else a nightmare.
Yeah, right. Like that poor, nice, slightly overweight black middle-aged woman downstairs just doesn't want to come plunge my toilet.
She doesn't
right now.
need this shit.
She doesn't need this shit. So I just left it, and then I got up in the morning, and you know how if you plug a toilet, but then it still kind of drains down.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
So it's just like all this in the
Kind of
bottom of it.
not surrounded by water
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. So I was like, well, maybe it went though. So I flush it and it just race to the top again. I'm like, no.
And that's when you're always like, stop.
No. And then the smell. It was so bad. And then it's like at the top. But what I didn't do was take my morning shit before I did all that. So then I got to poop, fully plugged toilet, nothing I can do about it. Shower, brush my teeth in this goddamn bathroom that stinks so bad at this point. And then I had to go find a grocery store to poop in. So that was my poop store. I just left it for the people. I didn't even tell them. I just said, "Oh, well, you'll find it."
What else? You don't have any other options at that point.
I don't know. Yeah, it was either that, and then I could have pooped in the sink too.
They've
but
seen worse. I'm
they
pretty
have
sure.
to.
Yeah,
They have to have. So
Oh, this is all you got, man?
Oh, that's kind of weak. Like, that's just a big old smelly turd. Like,
it's not even mashed into the carpet like they usually
Yeah,
are.
it's like, can't tell this guy's trying to do something
left it
bad
in the
'cause it's just
toilet.
But yeah, so that was my my level 1 story. It was all good. It was a lot of fun.
what about the warp whistle thing? None of that.
It's a warp whistle. Oh yeah.
From Mario, you know, you.
We had talked about if I
Go
could.
straight to the water world.
Yeah, I think you can go straight to like level 4. Like it's like you have to jump over like the level 1 box, and it's like behind a secret wall.
My
and then you get to
understanding
skip
is
the boring levels.
Is the level 2 course is like a really comprehensive course. My coach is a level 2 coach, and he's like everybody. I'm in a bit of like CrossFit gym owners group on Facebook too, where I kind of get some good information out of some other gym owners, and the general consensus is like, yeah, the level 2 the guys come back from taking that like really like fuck man, that was like they really learned a lot. But then the level 3 I think is basically like you're just it's just this massive test, and it's like a 3 or 4 hour test. I don't even know if there's you get like course material, but it's just really a test, and you have to have logged like a shit ton of coaching hours, and it has to be GPP coaching. It can't be like, well, I'm also a high school football coach. You can't count those hours. So I think if you're a level 2 coach, you've just got a really lot of good information jammed into your head. If you're a level 3 coach, you're probably like guaranteed to be an actually good just coach, not just person who knows the knowledge. But and then I guess they're right about to launch the level 4. I'm assuming that as coaches move through the levels, it's just in CrossFit HQ's best interest to. I don't know. There's a level 8.
Yeah.
Let me just, you know what I mean? Because then you can just take another $45,000.
Yeah.
They posted a picture on CrossFit.com of. They told us like, yeah, your guys' group picture will be on CrossFit.com. You know, so you can see it. You know, we put the classes up there, and I was like, oh, cool. We'll get to see our group. That's wonderful. I get on there, and there is like 20 other groups of 30 or 40 people taking that course. So do the math.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a shit ton of money on courses every weekend. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was it for that. We do have a bit of is it Tommy's sack today?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the.
Not
It's,
really.
I don't really want him to steal my thunder.
I brought
like
the
that.
sack.
Yeah.
It's Tanner's sack.
It's
I just brought
Tanner's
the
sack. Tommy just brought the
So,
sack.
are you guys ready for the old sack?
I think we're ready to see what's
See how
up.
many innuendos I can do today. Well, here it is.
I really wish I would have got that. We got a better angle. There we go.
Just kidding. Save that for another time. You got to pay for that one.
So,
Or if you sign up for our email list, we can send you pictures.
yeah, the email newsletter is very X-rated. So, sign up.
A lot of nudes. Full frontal nudes. Live
A lot of
nudes.
nudes. We actually accept nudes in our email. I mean, Tommy does. I don't. Cause
I mean, it's email, so technically
Tanner
we'll
and I
accept
are
anything,
married,
yeah.
so we don't get
Yeah.
to see those, but we leave all that to Tommy.
Yeah. I screen them. I'm the screener.
All right.
He's like, those married folks can't be seeing this kind of stuff.
Sack stuff.
We got some sack stuff, and I am very happy about these.
Yeah.
Those look great.
They sure do.
Here's another different one.
Ooh, is that the one you had
Yeah,
done?
I got this,
Nice.
this guy.
So what we had made, we were kind of trying out some new hat styles and color patterns, and I stumbled across these, and I'm a big Lakers fan, so the purple and gold was.
Oh, I assumed it was LSU.
Yeah, no, not
I
necessarily.
thought you were like a big Shaq fan from back in the
I
day.
am a big Shaq fan. See, it's all encompassing.
Just to get off the subject and talk about that, they just Reebok released Shaq's first shoe,
The
the
Hypnosis?
Shaq, not the Shaq Attack, which he had year one in
Okay.
Orlando.
Do you think the Shaqnosis is coming back?
I think it's inevitable, and I like the Shaqnosis a lot better than the Shaq Attack. But the Shaq Attack is also really
I don't
cool.
know if I know what the Shaq Attack looks like. I
They're
think I would if I
old
saw
because
it.
he was a rookie in like '90.
Yeah.
But they're $160, of course.
Fuck.
Like,
You know what pisses me off though is that so it's going to be Reebok just reissuing Shaq
Yeah.
shoes. So the Shaqnosis is going to be another $150 shoe when it
oh,
comes
for
out.
sure.
Oh, I would probably think even more.
So
Yeah.
it's the Shaq
Attack.
Attack. Does he spell the? He does
Oh,
spell
with
it
a
with a
Q.
Q,
Yeah.
my man.
My.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you-
those are pretty fly,
Yeah. For
but they're expensive.
Are they pumps too? They kind of look like the pumps.
I think so. I'm not sure. They do look like the Reebok pumps.
So the problem is going to be. Are you getting all that weird noise
Yeah.
in your ears? I don't know.
If they can't hear. Oh, there. I
Yeah,
fixed it.
whatever. So we were having a meltdown. You guys can't hear it. We
I
can.
fixed it. I know what most of these wires are for.
So these are the Shaq Attacks, not Massenomics branded. But the problem is, do you know that what Shaq's line is now? His line of shoes.
Like Walmart.
Yeah, they're like at Walmart and Payless and shit. So
yeah.
you can get some Shaq shoes.
Dunkman.
Yeah, you can get them for like $15.
Yeah.
But, so I was really hoping when you were talking that they were reissuing them. I was like, oh,
No,
I'm gonna
it's
get this shit at Shopco.
It's Reebok. They only go up to 14 though. That's not really true to
not,
Shaq.
Yeah, that's not
No.
true to the original.
Yeah.
That means it's a money grab.
Yeah.
I still feel like the Shaqnosis has to come back. I think that'd be
Yeah. That is a super. I would really like if that was $60 instead of $160.
Oh,
I'd definitely
yeah.
buy a pair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the hats
Yeah.
we got on the table. Back to the things that actually matter to us. Yeah, so I'd kind of found some of these color patterns that there's a few that are like other like sports team specific, and I was like, oh, that'd be great.
Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles. Actually, I just got it because I liked the
or
orange
you could say
and black.
Giants even.
Or the Giants.
But yeah.
Yeah. And the purple and gold, basically Lakers, Vikings, LSU. There is also a black and gold, like the Steelers, which is really would be sharp too. But I only need so many hats. But I think eventually we're probably going to have some sort of offering in a few of these color patterns on the store. But yeah, I dig them. This is the first time I've seen them. I ordered them. Those two are mine. The red one's Tanner's.
This is we haven't had this hat. $39.30.
I think that's a new one.
Yeah, we haven't had this hat. I just wanted to try the color option here.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Oh.
Matches the
It matches your headphones perfectly.
your headphones, the sandbags, all of them.
Well, that's not all.
That's not all. What else is in your sack, Tanner?
Oh wait, I forgot. You got one other hat too.
Oh yeah.
You got a gray one too.
I
This
got that
this is
one.
the same as our. This is our
Lieutenant Dan.
Same as the
Lieutenant
Lieutenant Dan,
Dan,
minus
but-
the camo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a gray.
Lieutenant Dan in gunmetal gray.
Yeah, right. That's pretty badass.
I do
Man,
like
I
that
got
one.
some sweet hats.
I forgot about that. Here's the regular Lieutenant Dan for comparison's sake.
And if you call in right now, we'll make you a special offer where you can buy all of these.
For
Yeah.
$5,000.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Mint tradition.
It's a limited collabo. John Elway has approved of this line and is a big fan.
Was it John Elway or John Elway's son?
That's semantics.
Yeah.
It was John Elway.
Yeah.
John Elway. You think John Elway doesn't like his son?
Yeah.
What about the next? Is this the big purchase here?
Yeah, we got a few sweatshirts like that we normally stock. Probably don't need to bust those out, but you can buy those at Massenomics.com as well. But then little prototype of something a little bit different.
Okay, I like it. It's probably a little big for you. I could probably wear that.
I did get it in a 2X just because I was really afraid of getting I don't
tiny
want
one?
this to be small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would oftentimes a lot of times wear a 1X.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to get it and be it's a little too small.
Yeah. We had a free thing through work where I got some XL sweatshirts, washed them once, and now my girlfriend has 3 new sweatshirts. So
You guys want to give that a feel? The feel test?
that's a
What's it
premium
feel like?
fabric.
Oh, that is definitely not going to shrink on you. So I'll probably take
And
this
we
one.
have
It's
some
too
extra
big for
fancy
you.
cuffs even.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So-
going on with the Letterman's jacket cuffs?
I don't know. I just liked the look of it. I guess it just.
I think someone said it reminded them of a Chicago Bulls warm-up jersey.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I think I just wanted to try something a little different.
Yeah.
That's
sweet.
pretty sweet.
So we got all kinds of swag.
Yeah, once we get our heads out of our asses, we'll probably have some sort of. We'll start putting some new stuff out there. But now you should be able to go online and
Yeah.
buy the lift shirt, right?
You actually can
probably-
go on and do it right now.
Yeah, my mom did.
Yeah.
We got
We
an
hadn't
order.
advertised
She'd
that
been
yet.
watching that
Yeah.
thing for
I know.
forever, I guess.
We got an order, and I was like, oh, my mom bought some shit, but I was like, what is this shirt that she? Because I don't ever remember. I never
Yeah.
remembered.
Because it's called the Weekend Warrior.
Yep.
Yeah, normally we, yeah, and that's because that's a name that I hadn't heard of
Yeah.
yet. So, if you're watching on video, we'll see if I can get you.
It
the
works
old
pretty good when
footage.
you do that.
Does that work
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So that is the. Are you being sarcastic?
No, it works.
Oh,
It does. Like you can.
So
I
this
use
is
that.
the purple, the blue. Basically, lift. It's in the style of. Can we say the name of the?
An adult beverage. That
It's
a
in
lot
the
of people
style
like.
of a beer, a light beer. It rhymes with killer light.
But it's totally an original design of
Yeah,
ours. like,
definitely. So, it's probably my favorite shirt that we've done.
Yeah. Read the
it's-
description for the
yeah.
people, Tyler.
This shirt is brewed to perfection with equal parts hops, iron, and swag. Pairs great with PR sets and the refreshing beverage of your choice. It really is a fine lifestyle. The shirt features our custom screen-printed Massenomics tag, 4.3 ounce 50/50 cotton poly blend, and a vibrant heathered royal blue.
God, that sounds like I want to buy one.
I want to buy 10 right
Yeah.
now.
Honestly, if you bought 10 of these, we would give you your 11th one at full price. So,
But you would get a really special note from us if you bought
Oh,
10.
yeah.
We'd figure out something good for you.
Yeah,
if you
for
bought.
sure.
So if you want to be the guy to buy 10 of them, do it, and we'll just see what
Well,
your surprise
yeah,
will be.
we'll think of something
if
good.
you
I
buy,
promise.
yeah,
You might get
if you buy
multiple
10 of
pairs of
these,
dirty Tyler's
we'll give you
underwear.
a surprise. Let's not go there. Did you ever hear? Some
That
of
is a
those?
super cool looking shirt.
It is
though.
a great shirt.
Yeah.
Speaking of dirty underwear, did you ever hear some of those super weird requests that like Robert Oberst gets?
Yeah, or Josh Morrison, really big super heavyweight
Yeah,
powerlifter, weighs about 400 pounds.
It's the same deal like super heavyweight
Yeah.
guys or the big strongman guys. They'll get people that are like, I want you to, I'll pay you $1,000 for your dirty, gross,
Other
like,
guys,
worked out in
other
underwear.
guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's never a pretty woman,
No.
unfortunately. Yeah.
So that's certainly a thing.
Yeah. But sorry, guys. I only give my dirty underwear to my wife to wash.
And she doesn't like. But these
She's
guys
not
out
into
there are
it.
probably pissed because they're like, she doesn't even appreciate that. Like
She complains
she's
about
using it
So
wrong.
ungrateful.
Yeah. You're not supposed to just wash it. You're supposed to
Cherish
do whatever
it.
sick thing I would do with it.
So yeah, if you buy 10 of these, we'll give you one at full price, and then we will also write you a nice handwritten note and throw in a secret surprise.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Like we don't have them yet, so like I'm really
Yeah,
excited
they are on the
to
way.
get that
So,
because
Well, by the time you hear this, we will have them, and
Yeah.
we'll be wearing them, and they'll be really awesome. So
I don't know if I'll ever take that off.
Yeah.
I'm actually considering getting 2.
Oh,
in
I'll
case
probably
I,
get
in
2.
case I stain it.
Yeah.
But you should too, everybody. So, is there anything else we want to cover, guys? This coming weekend, we're going to be. You got the big powerlifting meet coming up. We kind of talked about that at length, I think, last week. But
Yep.
pretty jazzed up. You taking the week pretty easy here so far?
Yeah, I'm not. I did a little really light stuff yesterday. I'm gonna go in really light tomorrow. Easy weights and literally like 100 pounds, 150 pounds on some squatting and stuff, and that'll be it. I'll be off until Saturday, and I'm feeling pretty good about my squat. If I get my wraps down, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna set a
Tanner with Wraps PR.
well, yeah, I think like a 20 to 25 pound PR.
Nice.
At I don't normally like to really say much of that beforehand, but I'm pretty confident right now that it'll be a pretty significant PR for me. So I'll probably be pretty jacked up about that.
Yeah.
At the time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, my bench will be down 200 pounds or so.
You're gonna need a 200-pound squat PR to keep your total up.
Right.
But well, that's good. We're looking forward to that, and hopefully here next week we'll be able to recap all that for you. We're T-minus 4 weeks out from the Arnold. Well, sort of. There's a weird dynamic. It's gonna be 4 weeks before you're hearing us talk about the Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you're hearing about this or listening to this, the Arnold is probably 2 weeks away. But look forward to 4 weeks from now.
We're still working on that Arnold prep. Getting
Yeah,
our
we've been Arnold
bodies
prepping pretty
and
hard.
Yep.
Lifts
Peak
already.
physical form.
Getting our swag ready for. So we got many things
That's
to
actually
wear.
the main reason we did this is so
Like,
that we all have to be able to
multiple
alternate.
things. Like
Yeah.
We're gonna have a.
We don't want to look completely like we're wearing the same thing. We'll just kind of look like a boy band that kind of
a
is
little
in the
bit
same
different,
theme,
yeah.
but just kind of different. Some of us will be a little edgier. Some of
which
us will
one?
be a little...
Who's gonna wear the fedora?
I'm fucking Joey Fatone, aren't I? Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking old fat guy. Fuck. That sucks.
I don't know. Any of
So
those.
we are
Who's
gonna
going to be Justin? Is the real
Yeah, that
question,
would be the
though.
only name that I know. Yeah, you're kind of Justin.
I was
You've
thinking-
got the hair.
have the hair.
Okay, I'll take that.
You could be the.
I'll take one for the team and be Justin.
We'll but no, we're gonna have like some sort of a shirt schedule
Yeah, so
where
we're
like
all-
everybody's gonna have to like check the day that they're gonna
Yeah.
wear the black Massenomics tee, when they're gonna wear.
It'll be
the
tough because
numero
there's
uno.
going to be like how many?
It's like 7 of us.
Yeah.
So
And everyone's going to be packing all their Massenomic stuff. So
for sure. So it's just gonna be. We're gonna look like assholes.
yeah.
it'll
Well,
be good.
I mean, everyone there is going to look like an asshole.
Yeah.
though. Like,
From my experience at the Arnold last time, everyone there looks like an asshole.
we'll
yeah.
probably look like some of the least assholey assholes there.
Yeah.
Probably, but we'll be assholes.
Yeah.
Well, you
so
gotta
we're gonna
fit
act
in.
like
Yeah.
assholes. So, but yeah, so we're looking forward to all that. But anything else, guys?
Negative Ghost Rider. The
I
pattern
think
is
we
full.
did it all.
All right. So, guys, that'll do it for us today. Thanks a lot for listening. Go to Massenomics.com. Go to the store. You can buy yourself the sweet Weekend Warrior shirt. You can buy all sorts of other shirts, hats, and whatnot while you're there. You go to Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Click like, share some shit.
Share it up.
yeah,
do
I'm
all the
still,
stuff.
as far as reviewing the podcast goes, I really hope some people throw some really crazy things out there because I want to read these
I
insanely.
checked yesterday, or last night.
What was the number that you
well,
see?
We've got like
14?
15 reviews,
Oh.
but there's still only 10 in which people had wrote
But
things.
I think last week was the first time we said, just write whatever and we'll
Yeah.
read it. So I'm excited to
Dude,
just
seriously, get on there.
flex
and write
that
some
creative
shit.
writing muscle. Let's just see what you can come up with, and we'd love to read those on
We
here.
will
Yeah.
read those on air.
Yeah. There is another podcast that I listen to that I just expect to be more famous than ours that only has like 4 more
Let's beat
iTunes
them.
reviews. So
Like, that's a goal.
we have to beat them. I don't want to give them any props because I don't want you listening to that
And
one.
then
Or
giving
go
them a
reviewing
review.
And then giving them a review because they're also asking for reviews, but we have we're right in the hunt there. So if we can stay relevant with somebody that I think is probably relevant, that's a win. But I'd like to get from what are we at, like 15 to like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 reviews. So if you guys want to get on that, I'd appreciate it.
We'd probably
may have
be
to
up there with
release
Jillian Michaels on the fitness.
yeah, we may have to release some bonus episodes where we just simply read your reviews verbatim.
Which we can do.
I'll do it.
We can do that.
So also go to youtube.com/Massenomics. Make sure you subscribe to the page. That's where these podcasts can be watched. If you're not into listening to us, we are quite handsome. So there's definitely a lot of value in that.
A face for radio, some would even say.
Some may say. Face for podcasting. But that'll do it for us today, guys. I'm Tyler. You can find me on Instagram at Tyler F. and Stone. That's Tyler EFFIN Stone. And Tommy?
You can find me on Instagram at tomahawk_D.
I run the Massenomics Instagram account, so check me and all the other Massenomics guys out on there.
You know it. All right. Thanks a lot for listening, guys, and stay strong.
Bye.
You just heard the Massenomics podcast. With your ears, you're welcome. Check us out on Facebook, find us on Instagram at Massenomics, and make sure you visit Massenomics.com and buy some of that sweet Massenomics gear. From your friends at Massenomics Studio, home of the world's strongest podcast, stay strong.